Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair. If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure?
It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the morning grind. It's so good to see you here. I hope that you have had a good Sunday morning so far. I have. I got up and was here at the desk at 5 o'clock this morning, working on writing, and I reached my word goal. I got 750 words done this morning in the Tales of Ravage world book. So I am closing in. I have now moved on to the final chapter of that world book. So I'm in the bestiary chapter. So now I'll go through and edit the whole thing, make a couple of passes, 2 or 3 passes through that to edit the whole thing together. That doesn't mean we have rules yet. We got to add rules in there, but I'm getting closer with all of the history and lore. Stray is here. Good morning, Stray. Good to see you. Stray, I believe, was our very first member. We have that going for us. So what I want to do today is I want to look at one entry in the Tales of Ravage World Primer and then move it over to World Anvil so we can see what's going on over there. But then, we didn't do an unboxing this week. And typically, Sunday's kind of a potpourri day anyway, where you can address all different kinds of topics, maybe topics that don't have it might not warrant an entire hour, but since we didn't do an unboxing this week, I looked down and I realized that I've had this that is still sitting here in its shrink wrap that really needs to get out of its shrink wrap and get looked at. This is Ravage, Dungeons of Plunder, and this is kind of a special game. Wait a minute. Now, here's something that I did not know. Okay, I was going to say this is a kind of special game here. Trey is saying that TTT and YouTube didn't give me a message for heads up when we went live. Well, I wonder why not. I did get a message saying that I am live, but here, we do post to the Discord server. I've got a post in the Discord server. Well, we'll just see who shows up. They know we're here at 9:30 every morning. But this is kind of a special game because it is a game by Ian Schofield. And Ian Schofield was the artist for the very first board game that my brother and I ever created, War of Kings. If you take a look at War of Kings, Ian Schofield did all of the card art inside, not the box art, but the card art from inside. And so he was our artist. So he brought this out himself for on Kickstarter. Beardy Brothers is his. I don't have the auxiliary camera up right now. Beardy Brothers is his company, but for the first time, I turned this over and I see that it is co-published by Modifius Entertainment. I didn't know that. So Modifius is the company that did the D20 Conan RPG, which I believe they lost the Conan license at the end of last year. But they do the 2D20 system that we were looking at. And I would not have connected that until now. Until I see that, especially exactly, I hadn't really been following Modifius anyway. But so apparently this was co-published by them. So that's very interesting that not only did he do it independent, I mean, it's an independent production of his, but it was also co-published by Modifius. I wonder exactly what that means. Hey, Chase. Good morning, Chase. Inner Light is here. Inner Light says, I was typing away and looked up and saw the time. Morning, beautiful. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone. And Chase. Great to have you here. All right. I have been, the Conan RPG is now being made by the people who did the Conan board game. So it's been swapped over. I saw that like on New Year's Eve or coming up to New Year's, they were saying that, hey, we're about to lose this license. It's going on to somebody else. I hope the internet is at least reasonable today. I have been, I see that it's kind of going in and out. I had extreme internet trouble yesterday, especially after the stream ended. I basically didn't have internet for most of the evening. So maybe it's doing well. The board game, I have not looked into the Conan board game at all. Maybe it's something we should look into here. The Conan game, a few games about. Oh, this game, Chase is talking about a few great things about Ravage, Dungeons of Plunder. Well, that's good. It's been on my shelf for a while, like many things, and I actually just kind of recently rediscovered it. So, all right, let's get into that here in just a moment. But the first thing we'll do is we'll take a look at one entry from the Rapavania World Primer, because I would like to be able. Oh, we need to breathe, and then we'll take a look at one entry from the World Primer because I would like to be able to start moving things over on a daily basis, or every few days or something like that. Putting a new entry up on World Anvil. We'll see how that goes. All right, so everybody, I got coffee with me. I got Witch's Brew this morning, so let's breathe. 2 deep breaths, complete exhale. And a drink. Ah, that's good. That's good. All right, so let me bring up the World Primer. So we can see, actually, if we go over here, take a look that everything is in it. Add this to the stream. Wild berry vitamin water. That sounds like a good thing to have, Inner Light. Sounds tasty. So here is the status of the World Anvil, the World Primer. And as you can see, I got total progress over here and progress in any particular subcategory right here. And as you can see, I can't make this larger, but I'm turning things green right here. So all of these different sections and subsections have gotten the words written that they needed to have written. The big thing that I do not have written yet is the bestiary, and I started that this morning. So it's down here getting written. So I'm closing in on getting the lore part of this done, which is fantastic. So I thought that what I would do is I would just keep going down. Now, introduction, we went over last time, and I put that over on World Anvil. I'm going to have to change it up. I'm going to show you what the World Anvil looks like right now. There's too much text. That's too much text to have on the beginning page. So I'm going to have to work with cutting that down or selecting like what 3 or 4 sentences need to go on the opening page, because right now this is just a giant amount of text and it needs to be something else for a home page. So learning as we go. That's too much info. We'll have to cut that down. But next, okay, so after introduction, we will get into player characters. So player characters says, Chapter 2, Player Characters. In the Tales of Rabavania role-playing game, players will assume the roles of rabbits during this tumultuous and chaotic time in Rabavanian history. The players will form an adventuring party to accomplish quests needed to root out corruption within the kingdom and also defy the outside forces that would take advantage of Rabavania's division in order to conquer it and put its inhabitants to the sword. This chapter presents the game statistics for playing a rabbit, as well as mechanics for 4 different professions for players to choose from: a gallant knight, a wizened druid, a cunning witch, and a graceful damsel of the blood royal. Sometimes the philosophies of the party members may be at odds, but you will need the skills of all to accomplish your quests. You may have to set aside the finer points of your philosophy to ally with those who support your greater cause. And so in the world primer, the only species that we're going to have is rabbits. So I say species. While a number of species in Rabavania speak and are otherwise conscious, such as mice, squirrels, rats, weasels, and raccoons, this book presents the statistics to play a rabbit, as rabbits are the primary species within Rabavania and hold most of the political power. So the specific entry on rabbits is the one that I want to move over to World Anvil today. So it says rabbit. Rabbits are the primary species in Rabavania. Their warrens are deeply delved and are fortified by thick castle walls, nigh impregnable to the forces that would do them harm. They have established a sophisticated feudal social organization with which they exercise political and military power over the land. According to their mythology, it was the rabbits who first learned to control fire and forge weapons and armor, a gift brought to them by the great rabbit Clovis. But rabbits are not naturally inclined to be brave. A rabbit all alone in the woods without weapons or armor would make an easy snack for wolves, coyotes, snakes, and falcons. This is why bravery is a virtue so highly regarded among rabbits. There are those among them who are willing to don armor and pick up spear and sword to protect the others from being eaten by beasts of the wood and from others outside the kingdom, such as barbarian raccoons, who might threaten their kin and all they have built. Those rabbits who are not martially inclined may become druids or witches and work in communion with the spirits of rock, root, and tree, stream, and tree, serving the populace and seeing to their spiritual needs. Some become members of the Order of the Damsel of the Blood Royal, who travel the land, giving succor to the poor and downtrodden, and promoting the virtues of knighthood. Adult male rabbits are called bucks. Adult female rabbits are called does. Rabbit children are called kits. And I love that adult male rabbits are called bucks, because that means that they can say things like buck up to each other and actually mean it. So that is going to get copied here, because that's going over to the website. And then I'm going to bring up then I'm going to bring up World Anvil right here. Well, I thought I was. I lost that. Oh, here it is right here. All right. Here we are inside of our World Anvil. Let's see here. Oh, good morning, Lord Alathorn. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Access Light says, do I have a magic system yet? I do not. Probably what's going to happen is there will end up being multiple magic systems, especially for something like this world primer, because there isn't a whole lot of space to completely write a new magic system. So if this is like going to be the world primer, I think there should be several different versions of it. There can be a 5th edition version of it. There can be a Pathfinder version of it. There can be several other things that we could look at. And I think the first thing to do is kind of let the magic system of that particular system take precedence. Now, in a full book later, we can go into the depth of the world building about their particular magic systems. But I don't have enough room, for instance, in the 5e book, because this is just the world primer. So the world primer should have 10,000 words of lore, and then I'm planning on 2,500 words of game statistics and rules. So if you're importing druids or witches into the world, then those world primers will probably stick fairly closely to what the magic system is like in those systems, but then later we'll expand and get into more detail about that. Yeah, because I want to have the stats on like how to be the witch or the druid, but I don't have time to get into the druid system, the magic system for those completely. Hey, Chaos Incarna. Millmaster says, World Anvil is the next thing I need to get on and learn. Well, we're kind of learning here. So let me show you one of the things that I learned is I was able to change the template for the Tales of Rabavania. So this is just a change of template for the Tales of Rabavania world. But as you can see, I put the intro. I finally found where to put the intro. It wasn't an article. I had that trouble last time. So this is the intro, except for you can see that's way too long. That's way too long for the homepage. I need to have like one paragraph here for the homepage. So I need to move the intro over to its own article that's going to become some type of prose, because this is an in-universe text, a call to arms written by the anchorite of Willow Grove Locked. And I need to cut this down to about a paragraph. And then that will get us then down into the codex, the timelines, recent articles. I haven't sorted through all of that down here of what we're going to have. But this is way too much of a big scroll for the Tales of Rabavania before you get into it. And this image up here of the tree was just a stock image that was, or the standard image that was in this template. So I need to get its dimensions and obviously come up with a really great image for the Tales of Rabavania up there. Access Your Inner Light says, are there clerics too, or just druids as the healing class? There are going to be clerics. I'll probably call them clerics. I've been calling the priests and priestesses and the matriarchs of the Mirite religion, Mirism, clerics. So I wasn't covering that in the world primer. I didn't have enough room, but there will be clerics as well. And maybe the witch is actually more the healing class. Hey, Wizards of the Tower. Good to see you. And exactly, a Faded Edge version, especially by the time we get to the Faded Edge version. We'll get into exactly trying to represent the magic system from the stories as accurately as possible. Chaos Incarnate says, I was curious, is this an alternate timeline setting or post-apocalyptic or pre-humanity? With Tales of Rabavania, are you asking about Tales of Rabavania? This is just a completely separate world. I'm not planning on connecting it to the world at all. It used to be a long time ago when I was first perceiving it. I did perceive Rabavania to be on Earth, on an island that you could actually get to. But that's all gone. There's no humans. Nothing like that. So completely alternate, separate universe. Oh, hey, not all who wander are lost. Yes, please do like and subscribe. Stray was saying that maybe the YouTube didn't send out notifications or something on this one for some reason. So maybe likes and subscriptions as well would help out. Hey, Brainwave Music. Oh, so this is Open D&D's other account. Hi, all. I haven't been able to do RPG creation since the chaos. I did a 2-hour document on Area 51. Don't ask about the truth. Well, welcome, Brainwave Music. I'll try to remember that. So that's Open D&D. Been seeing you before. I don't know Master's Toolkit. I know there are a couple of different versions, a couple of different things like this. So, all right. So that's what it looks like right now. But like I said, I got to work on the front page. We got to get the styling going on. But I want to put the rabbits in here. So this is going to be our first race. So we're going to say type, category type. There's probably like, okay, species. We got species. So, well, I want to make, okay, this is what I was looking for. Generic article of a species. Okay, not a generic article, but a species article. I think we're still running a bit slow. Yeah, it looks like we're still running a bit slow this morning as far as the internet goes. We'll take another breath and a sip. Well, come on. Okay, here we go. So species, let's see what we can load in as far as the species goes. So species, rabbit. What I'm going to do after I do the 10,000 words and start working on the 10,000 words of lore and start working on the rules is I'm also going to start working on the 10,000 words for theophany. So here we've got, so what are our options here? So content, this is what we've got. I know I can go into, I probably want to declare these as paragraphs so we don't have such a horrific wall of text. Probably should do that through HTML rather than hard coding spaces and stuff like that for good practice. Okay, there we go. So there we go. We've got different sections. I don't think okay, for the sidebar and stuff like that, I'm not worried about that right now. Design, article cover image for a header, an excerpt, a short description to appear in lists. Let's go ahead and put a short description over here. How about just rabbits are the primary species of Rabivania? They have established a sophisticated feudal and social organization in which they exert military and political power. Mouse over snippet. Oh, an icon. I don't have an icon. So this says that for icon down here, the icon will appear in the table of contents and other lists. Use any font awesomeness or RPG class to add an icon to your article. Oh, well, it sounds like I need a little rabbit icon. It could be like one of the emojis that we've got for the members now on the store on the channel. Let's see, navigation, parent category. Oh, let's say sapient species at the moment. I don't need a parent article. Preferences. Allow comments. I don't know if we need comments or not. We'll leave them on for the moment. I might have globally disabled them. Display the author on the top of the article. Display the title of the author in presentation title of the article in presentation mode. Show in table of contents. Sure. Show articles under this. Okay, security. Passcode direct access link. Passcode call to action. Secrets. I don't have any of those right now. So let's published, but I'm going to keep it private. What I might do, let's see what happens now if I publish it, but it's private. But I should still be logged in. Because what I might do is make the access to the World Anvil articles, the interior and stuff, at least make some of them public, but then make a lot of them just available to the members, at least for now. So I might add that as a perk in. So let me say view this and see what happens. So here's what it looks like right now. Oh, that did not break my chapters the way I wanted to. Not chapters, but my paragraphs the way I wanted to. That did, though. Okay, that looks better. But it does need a picture and stuff like that. Go back to the Tales of Rabivania homepage. Articles. We're going to have to work with the World Encyclopedia. Yeah, it's going to take a lot more. But anyway, there we go. We are loaded in now. You and me both. I don't know how to pronounce that. SG Scylla makes a lot of graphics and icons that are released under Creative Commons. I think you can use HTML, so BR might work too. Yeah, it probably did. It probably would. In fact, that's probably a better way to go about it. Let's just see before I exit here and we do our unboxing. Oh. I have to be in HTML mode. Oh, I guess I didn't save. Oh, I might not have saved my paragraphs. That might have been what happened. Let's see. This way we know, since we're all learning here. Save changes. View. Well, nope, it did not like that. Okay, well, I don't know. We'll do it manually for the moment. All right, there we go. All right. I'm going to close that out, and let's do our unboxing. I'm going to bring up the auxiliary camera stream. So if you are just joining us, this is kind of a special unboxing. Like I said, ordinarily, we haven't done an unboxing this week, and I like unboxings. So let's go with this one. This was actually created by Ian Schofield, who was the artist for the very first board game that my brother and I designed, War of Kings, and brought to BR is the command for line break. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll check out that. I'm gonna have to spend some time formatting that. When I figure out how to format it and get all of that to work and understand how to get the HTML in there, I'll let everybody know on the channel. So when I figure that out. But Ian Schofield made this. He was the illustrator of all the cards for the War of Kings board game, which I still have a few left on ravenkeep.net. That was the very first board game that I did, and I brought to Kickstarter with my brother. And then I found out that he did his own game, which happens, it says that it's co-published by Modifius, which is kind of neat. So this is his game. It's definitely his style of art. You can see kind of the same style between this and what was in War of Kings. But I backed it on Kickstarter, and I kind of got stuck away and not opened, and I noticed that it was on completely sealed up on in my closet. Then it moved over here to the shelf, and now it's time to open it up. So this is Ravage, Dungeons of Plunder. It says it's players 1 to 5, so we do have a solo play here. And its length 30 to 90 minutes, ages 14 plus. So it says Ravage, Dungeons of Plunder, ain't no heroes here. High up in the Blackroot Mountains live a tribe of orcs. The chieftain selects warriors from each caste, the berserkers, the shamans, and the headhunters, and the cultists. Together they must form an uneasy alliance to plunder nearby caverns. Many times these raids are purely to plunder and loot, while ridding the nearby area of nasty monsters at the same time. Other times they are formed by the chieftain to exterminate a specific target. You may play with you play one of the Blackroot orcs. Smash the faces of your enemies, collect their teeth, and trade them for goods. The sneaky goblins always have something of interest. Level up your heroes, loot your friends, and aggro their monsters. So it says game modes, featuring 3 different modes of play. Solo. Play solo against the dungeon and random boss. Try to survive. Adventure 1 to 5 players. Overcome quests in the adventure mode with or without an evil overlord. And then treachery for 4 players. Gain promotion by killing other players to become the chieftain. Gain promotions by killing other players to become the chieftain. So let's see what it's about. Matte linen texture box. Victory Point Games. Now, who is that? I don't know. All right, so in here, we've got the Dungeons of Plunder rulebook. We'll take a look at that here in a bit. We've got, looks like player boards. Hawkneth Doomblade, a Berserker. Golag Bloodash, a Cultist. Gorbash Dreadeye, a Headhunter. And Mazhug Ravenmaw, a Shaman. All right. Punch boards of some kind. I know it doesn't come with miniatures. I noticed that, so these might be stand-ups for your dungeon. Chase says Ravage has roughly a 3.75 out of 10 on Board Game Geeks. The only negative I see repeated is comments saying the instruction manual is a little lacking. Seems like most people really like it, though. Well, that's fantastic. That's really great for Ian. I'm so glad that's the case. It hasn't been on my radar after I got it. Chase says, I've had my eye on this, so this should be helpful. Does it have the new card smell? It does. Yep. We have the new smell here. Okay, so we got those punch boards. We've got more punch boards here. Look like dungeons, treasure chests. Maybe these are wound markers. We've got teeth. It said collect people's teeth, so we got teeth collecting. Potions. Oh, maybe. Okay, I see. So maybe these are the treasure chests, and then on the back, it's what's inside. Goblins, resurrect, head, broken eggs, other tokens of some kind. Oh, custom dice. Oh, lots of cards, too. Very colorful dice. Hot pink, blue, black, and yellow. We'll see what to do with those here in just a bit. Stand-ups or bases for your stand-ups. And then a whole bunch of cards. So, potion, cure poison. Vines of Galmara. See the Vines of Galmara party spells. And these may be dungeon tiles. Let's see. Where's my knife? Right here. Oh, no, not all of them. So that's Vine. Oh, no, that's Vines of Galmara. So we just saw about that as far as the spell goes or something. Delve, Seek Glory. So like Seek on the back of something called Seek Glory, it's got Barbarian. Got some different dice over here. When revealed, immediately draw a power card to use on their first attack. That's an adventurer. Death and Loot. Oh, Treachery, Sequence of Play. Delve. You draw a Delve card and place it near your opponents. Seek Glory. Draw a Seek Glory card. If it's a trap, play it on an opponent. Ravage. Perform 2 actions. Move, attack, search for plunder, pick up an item, blood tribute. Lose 1 life and gain 2 energy. Bloodshed. Newest enemy attacks first, followed by older enemies. Gather strength. Take the top card from the Sneaky Goblin. Use experience to level up skills. Buy additional items from the Sneaky Goblin. Death and loot. Depending on how you were killed, do the following with your loot. Monster. Place your loot token on the monster that killed you. Trap. Place your loot token on the tile. Your loot consists of 2 teeth, T-E-E-F, 3 of your teeth cards picked at 2 of your item cards picked at random. To claim any dropped loot, you must be standing adjacent to the loot and use 1 action to claim it. Use a resurrection token to respawn on your next turn. If none are available, the quest has failed. I'm going to keep that card out so we have a quick reference. Oh, we also have a sequence of play with Evil Overlord. Summon undead cards. There's the Sneaky Goblin. Summon Pit. The Summoning Pit. We're going to have to figure out how to use those. Because it seemed like you were drawing cards to establish the dungeon or something. Oh, we have a new member. Hey, Millmaster. Yes, it worked. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much for your generosity. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Hey, Vision. Well, we got the article on Rabbit published, or at least put up on World Anvil. We're still working on how to actually format stuff, but we worked on Rabivania a little bit. Now we are doing an unboxing. Oh, I did. You can also see that I moved the buckler. I need to drop it down a bit further, but it did. It was right behind my head. Some people said that it looked weird right behind my head, and it kind of did. So I moved it over. Finally, I had a chance to move it over, but I need to drop it down a little bit more because it's not exactly where I want it. It needs to come down about 6 inches. So that'll be its new space. Can I try to refocus the auxiliary camera? Maybe. Or is it the internet connection? Let's see what I can do. It looks rather... it looks focused over here to me, but I do have a low internet connection again. It says the internet connection is unstable. Let's see. I'll change back off of Wi-Fi in a moment, but we'll just see. So, sometimes, who knows? The internet connection has just been terrible here for the past about 24 hours. Good morning. Okay, so now we've got potion. At the moment, it's saying that might actually be better, which would make no sense for it to be better on Wi-Fi, but whatever. Let's see. Oh, well, that's more delve cards. More delve cards, which look like dungeon. That's better. Oh, Lord Althorn says that's better. All right, well, let's stick with that for the time being. Sneaky Goblin. So the Sneaky Goblin, Blow Dart. Target a creature within 5 tiles. Roll the trap die. If a trap is rolled, they take 1 damage. So that yellow must be the trap die. Play this card anytime in or out of your turn before the dice roll. This is not counted as an action. So Sneaky Goblin cards. Okay, good. Everybody's saying this is better. Strangely, it says that my Wi-Fi connection is not strong, which I haven't moved my computer or anything, but StreamYard is telling me that the connection is more stable. So why in the world does that make sense? Okay, so over here, more Sneaky Goblin cards. Seek Glory. Boss cards. Hell Demon. Warlock. Cave Serpent. All right, lots of those. Lots of different kinds of... Oh, that card says start on it. And then mini cards. So this looks like our equipment. We got Hunter's Bow. Well, that says improved aim. That says poison, flaming arrow, headshot, hunting knife, hand axe, berserker axe, blind rage, drain life, summon undead, warlock powers, owlbear powers. Okay, tons of cards. Let's see what to do with all this. Let's see if we can figure out the rule book. Inner Light says, it looks like the board is made of cards. That's awesome. I need to have someone design something like that for me. Yeah, I have also wanted to do something like that. But I suppose if we look at the back of the box here, yeah, it does look like they're using cards of the standard size playing cards for the board and moving around. For dungeon generation, of course, tiles are often used, but you can get a whole deck of cards. You can put them on a non-slip surface. Some people would be afraid of them moving around, but you could totally put them on a non-slip surface. Okay, so we're looking at the rules. All right. Okay, so we got tons of components. Okay, setup. The following setup rules cover the adventure mode of play without an evil overlord. For solo or treachery, or adventure mode with an evil overlord, please see pages 15 and 16. So I guess this is like a cooperative kind of game. Separate out. So 1, choose a quest. If this is your first game, we recommend that you start with quest 1. Note any special setup rules in the quest which may affect the following instructions. Well, how do I select quest 1? Oh, quests. Okay, so quest 1 right here. Quest 1 is Bolga's Relic. Tales of Bolga, the crone in the mountains, have passed down through the campfire stories for generations. The current chieftain believes that the crone's relic is lying in a cave just south of Raven's Brook, waiting to be found. Of course, no one knows what the mystical relic looks like, so any plunder will do, but what if you were actually to bring back Bolga's relic? So it says, remove all the adventurers from the Seek Glory deck and shuffle them into the top 12 cards. Place the Unearthed Room card in the Delve deck 3 cards down per player. Place the Unearthed Room card in the deck 3 cards down per player. When the Unearthed Room is found, take 4 chest tokens and shuffle them together and place them on the chest in the Unearthed Room. Collect all the treasure and escape the dungeon. Zero the Blade says, maybe you can make or buy a non-slip table if you have to use the cards. If you really are concerned about, or a linen finish, right? If you were going to use you're going to make the cards be the board, don't make them gloss. Really, the easiest thing you can do, I found, is use the non-slip table lining, like drawer lining. I found them found a whole roll of it for like $3 or $4 or something like that. It's the stuff, the non-slip skid stuff that you put or sold to go inside kitchen drawers. You know what I'm talking about? It's just a roll of this stuff. Roll that out. I cut some of it to fit on my table. So if it's necessary, which most of the time it isn't, but if you are concerned about that, roll that stuff out. It just costs like $4 or something, and then you can put whatever you want to it. Then you can just whack the table, and it doesn't move anywhere. Tiles, cards, they all stay. Okay, so we've got special setup instructions for Quest 1. You know, if I were to do, this is not probably exactly like Hero Quest, but in general, if we were to do a game like Hero Quest, I would try to do it without a evil overlord or without a Zargon. So try to come up with some way that you could all play in a cooperative way without having to play a Zargon. Okay, so separate out the Sneaky Goblin cards, shuffle them, and place them face down as the Sneaky Goblin deck on the table. So Sneaky Goblin, Sneaky Goblin, Sneaky Goblin. That's all Sneaky Goblin. Sneaky Goblin, Sneaky Goblin, Sneaky Goblin. That's Boss. That's Seek Glory. There might be non-slip sleeves too. Probably are. Okay, so Sneaky Goblin. So what's in Sneaky Goblin? Potion Cure, Potion of Health, Grog, increases your courage, Dragon's Eye, Hell Heart, Explosive Flask, Portal Stone, Poisoned Dart Trap. So this definitely needs shuffling. If it's a one player, maybe this would be another good one for dinner and a board game. I was working, by the way, on some scripts for more intros yesterday. That's one thing I did get to do, to make up the intros and assets for the different shows. I want to write an intro song for the, I want to write a custom intro song for the RPG show. It occurred to me that if I get the assets ready for the RPG show, we might actually be able to start playing that soon. Okay, separate out the Seek Glory cards, shuffle them, and place them down. So Seek Glory is also another deck. What's in Seek Glory? Harpy, Snake Warrior, Devil, Entangling Roots, Spider, Skeleton Warrior. Okay. Chanting Sneaky Goblin like that sounds like a fantasy kid game, like a mix between Duck, Duck, Goose and Bloody Mary. It does kind of, I would say this, you get a kids game vibe with Sneaky Goblin, except for the fact that we got bloody teeth. That is the Sneaky Goblin cards. Okay, Seek Glory is shuffled there. Note, when you are first learning the game, we recommend removing the adventurers from the Seek Glory deck before shuffling it. Oh well. Separate out the Delve cards and remove the Start card and remove any room layout cards. Shuffle the remaining Delve cards and put them face down. So I guess these are the Delve cards. Delve, 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 Delve. Yep, okay, so this is all Delve. Remove the Start card and any room layout cards. How do I know if it's a room layout card? Oh, it might tell me over here. No, it doesn't. This could be part of that. The rule book might be lacking. Because I don't know how to identify which one of these would be a room layout card. Other than just guessing by what's on it. Board Game Geek, those kinds of questions might be answered on Board Game Geek. Chase says most Walmarts will have the non-adhesive shelf or drawer lining material for as little as $1 or $2 for a 5 by 12 size. You could also grab 2 rolls for less than $5. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I was talking about. Maybe it distinguishes rooms and corridors. Maybe it does. So that's definitely the start. Well, if it's got stuff on it, we'll just set them right over there. And then this would be our other layer. Shuffle those and place them face down. Place the Start Delve card in the center of the table. So that's the start right there. The room layout cards are needed for certain quests. Take the Plunder tokens and turn them all face down. Plunder tokens. Oh, Plunder tokens are the treasure chests. Take out the Take the Plunder tokens and turn them all face down, mix them up, and create 2 piles to draw from during the game. Organize all the other tokens into piles, each within reach of the players. Take a number of resurrection tokens equal to the number of players -1 and place them on the table. Return any extra resurrection tokens to the box. Each player chooses a hero board according to the cast they want to play and places it dark side up in front of them. Oh, these are double-sided. Light side, dark side. All right. So we got Cultist, Shaman, Berserker, and Headhunter. This always makes me want to start designing games and get back to the creative side of things. So 10. Each player takes a set of tokens, including experience, energy, teeth, health, and loot, according to their cast. These tokens are placed on their board as shown in the image to indicate the hero started with. To indicate that the hero started with 0 XP, 2 energy, 0 teeth, 5 health. The loot token is placed face down on the cast icon on the hero board. Okay, each player takes a set of tokens, including energy, teeth, health, and loot, according to their cast. These tokens are placed on the board as shown in the image to indicate the hero starts with 0 energy, 0 XP, 2 energy, 0 teeth, and 5 health. So my health is over here. Okay. So I guess a set of tokens, you're going to be sliding them around here on the board. And then a loot token is placed face down on the cast icon of the hero board. Each player then takes the hero skill cards according to their chosen cast and selects 5 of those cards, placing them on their hero board with the level 1 side face up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what those slots are for. Return any unused hero skill cards to the box. So that's these mini cards. So, for instance, if we're playing, this is the Shaman right here. All right, that's cool. Warlock powers. How do I know where my shaman cards are? Warlock, 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 warlock. Cave serpent, cave serpent, cave serpent. Spider queen, spider queen. Hell demon. Those must have been the bad guy, like powers of the bad guys. Warlock, Headhunter, Berserker, 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 Berserker. Okay, here we go. Shaman. So it's written in a small font down there. So shaman, 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 shaman. So what type of stuff do I get? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I only have 5. Unless there are more in here. So I've got things like Spirit Wolf, ranged attack, cannot attack adjacent creatures. Spiritual Shield, add an extra purple die to your defense rolls until the start of your next turn. Play this card anytime in or out of your turn. Blood Wield, take any enemy within 4 tiles and perform any 2 actions with it. The enemy then defects to your monster track. Take any enemy within 4 tiles and perform any 2 actions with it. The enemy then defects to your monster track. You receive all energy rolled by the enemy while under your influence. Only usable once per turn. Shapeshift. Move up to 8 tiles on this turn. A Raven. Flying allows you to avoid certain permanent traps. Fire Totem. Place the Fire Totem token within 2 tiles of you. All enemies within one tile of the totem must roll the trap die to see if they take 1 damage. Any enemy moving into range must perform the same check. Remove the totem at the start of your next turn. All right, this sounds fun. Yeah. they weren't really easy to find. It looks like though like there may be enemy powers in there. All right. So those are my power cards. So this is kind of what it should look like. Extra tokens over here, 3 different decks, start of the dungeon. Oh, we do have the reference cards. Each player places their hero standee on an empty tile or as close as possible to the stairs on the start card. So what does my shaman look like? I guess it's... Oh, here I am. So that would be me right here. I see the same symbol. All right. Each player draws 1 card from the Sneaky Goblin deck and adds it to their hand. Sneaky Goblin, I get, a trap kit. Target a creature. Roll the trap die. If a trap is rolled, they take 2 damage. Otherwise, they take 1 damage. Play this card anytime in or out of your turn before the die roll. This does not count as an action. Disposable item. All right, so I get that. Each player draw. Okay, if its value is greater than 2 teeth, return it to the bottom of the deck and draw a new one. Repeat if necessary. Well, how do I know its value? Okay, I guess down here. So this says 2 teeth. It's not greater than that, so I get to keep that one. The last person to have been underground takes the first turn. For your first game, we recommend using the following skill cards. Berserker would get Axe, Charge, Frenzy, Warcry, and Berserker Axe. Shaman, there must be some, because it says Shaman's recommended Crude, Carving, Shapeshift, Raven, Spiritual Shield, Spirit, Wolf, and Blood Wield. Sequence of play. Players take turn in clockwise order. On your turn, you perform the following 5 phases, and then play passes to the next player. 1 is Delve, 2 is Seek Glory, 3 is Ravage, 4 is Bloodshed, 5 is Gather Strength. So phase 1, Delve. First, check to see if your hero can delve. Check to see if there is at least 1 white arrow on an existing delve card, which meets all of the following criteria. So we're looking at these white arrows that are on the edge of these cards. The arrow is either the card on the card you are currently on or an adjacent card. The arrow must not lead to an existing delve card. There must be space for a new delve card to be played. So, for example, when the play begins, the hero start on the start card right here. There are 6 legal arrows. Here, 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 but not over there. It says there are 6 legal arrows. Oh, no. For example, at the start of the game, right. That's not the start of the game. Here's the start of the game. There are 6 legal arrows on that card. Later in the game, if in this situation, in this image, there are 3 legal arrows. So here and over here. If there's no legal arrow that can be chosen, skip the rest of this phase and phase 2 and go directly to phase 3. If there's at least 1 legal arrow, draw the top card of the delve deck and place it in whatever position and orientation you choose, as long as one of the arrows on the new delve card lines up with one of the legal arrows from earlier. Other arrows on the new delve card do not have to match your arrows already in the game. For example, this delve card can be placed next to the start delve card, even though it now blocks one of the other arrows. Delve cards may not overlap each other. Black edges are walls that are impassable sections of the dungeon. Some delve cards contain special tiles. If one of these is revealed, refer to the index for more information. So the Resurrection Circle, the Healing Fountain, the Energy Shrine, and the Spider's Nest. Some quests have room cards. When you draw a room card, it will have a name on it. Separate all room cards that are the name or that name from the room deck and arrange them as shown on the delve card, connecting them to a legal white arrow. What? Maybe all of these. Let's see if there's something else over here. The summoning pit. Oh, look, I've got some other ones too. So it says, when you draw a room card, it will have a name on it. Separate all room cards with that name from the room deck and arrange them as shown on the delve card, connecting them to a legal white arrow. So I've got more cards. I didn't see that. So I got delve right here. That is a room card. So if I drew that, then I would put all of those things out. Delve. They are nice, and they're nice. They're reasonably thick too. Vision says, so this game, you lay down dungeon tiles as you explore. This is exactly like Betrayal at House of the Hill. I love that. Yeah, it sounds like it, which is why I guess we don't need the Dungeon Master. You need a good exploration mechanic if you're not going to have somebody looking at a map like Zargon. Well, these look like standard ones to me, because it said that you could draw those cards. So there's a room. Serpent's Pit. Unearth. There are different backs to the delve cards. Those all look the same to me. What about those? Oh, those look the same too. Let's just go on. So some quests have room cards. When you draw a room card, so that would be a room card. Separate all room cards with that name from the room deck and arrange them as shown on the delve card containing the illegal white arrow. Oh, okay. So over here, okay, I did see something else. So that's okay. So I didn't pick those up because that does say Serpent's Pit. So that says, oh, that says Vines of Gamerla. Okay, so that's Seek Glory. Seek Glory. Delve. So I suppose all of this is supposed to make up that room. Serpent's Pit. The Summoning Pit. So I guess those are all cards that go together to make up that. So okay, yeah. So here is a delve card that has the Summoning Pit on it. There are some of the cards that have the Unearth. I'm running out of space here, but I see. So some of these cards have rooms, specific rooms on them that are going to be quest dependent. So if I needed one of those, I think I put those in the delve deck because it said to separate those out and then only put them in if the quest is right. So like right here, this says place the unearthed room in the delve deck, 3 cards down per player. So that unearthed, if we're playing that one, Serpent's Pit, unearthed. So that one would go in there. I think I'm getting this figured out now. So that's why the room delve cards, that's what that is, and have to be pulled out earlier. Vision says, I would totally print 3D models for this entire game. Yeah, I wonder, somebody probably on Board Game Geek already has what models to go and get. Yeah. Okay, I think we're on track now as far as the rooms go. Okay. Moving on. Phase 2, Seek Glory. Draw 1 card from the Seek Glory deck. This may be a trap or a monster. monster. If you draw a monster card, place its corresponding standee on any of the empty tiles on the delve card you just placed. Use the standee that matches the illustration and level of the monster. Okay, I saw there were different claw marks over here. So we've got level 1, level 2, and level 3. Put the monster card in your treasure. Put the monster card on your monster track above your hero card. So this is the monster track above it. If there are any monster cards already in your monster track, place new ones to the left of existing ones. Traps. Follow the instructions on the trap card. Traps are often triggered by rolling a trap on the trap die. If a trap is drawn that requires the placement of a trap token, and there is already a token on the hero space, replace the old token with the new one and apply the effects. Phase 3, Ravage. On your turn, perform up to 2 of the following actions. Unless otherwise noted, the same action can be performed more than once. Move, attack, pick up an item, trade an item, blood tribute, or search for plunder only once per turn. For example, you can move and then attack, or attack and then move, or move twice, or attack and then pick up an item, etc. Movement. Each movement allows the hero to move up to 4 tiles. And I think by tile, it's meaning space, because it's saying delve cards. So I think that like what I would call a space is what it's calling a tile. Each movement action allows the hero to move up to 4 tiles. You can move through tiles occupied by monsters or heroes, but you cannot end your turn on such a tile. If you're moving through a monster tile, then before you move on to its tile, the monster gets to perform an attack of opportunity. See appendix. If that attack of opportunity succeeds, your action immediately ends. Otherwise, you carry on moving. Attack. During the game, heroes will attack monsters in order to earn teeth. There are 2 types of attacks. A melee attack. A hero may make a melee attack against an adjacent monster. Characters are adjacent if they are located on tiles that are connected orthogonally or diagonally, not separated by a wall. Damage is shown on a character weapon and skill cards under the sword icon in the banner. Detailed a set of colored dice. So over here, looks like I have 2 of the electric blue dice as an attack. A hero can increase their attack die by using hero skill cards or as described by the appendix. The hero then rolls all their attack dice and looks at the result as follows. For each energy icon rolled, the hero immediately gains 1 energy. So that's what I rolled. I rolled 2 energies. Up to a maximum of 6. Count the number of swords you rolled. This is the amount of damage you have dealt. However, the monster gets to defend itself. So we've got active defense here. 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage, and energy. The monster then rolls its defense die according to its defense value banner on its card. Each sword rolled cancels out 1 damage from your attack. Energy results are ignored. Apply the effect of any critical defense. See the appendix. For each damage that was dealt and not canceled out, place 1 wound token on the monster card. Where is Seek Glory? This is a sorceress. So she attacks with 2. She defends 2 blues. She defends with a blue and a pink. When immediately revealed, draw a power card to use as their first attack. I think it's worth 4 teeth and takes 4 points of damage. That's an adventurer. It said it didn't recommend playing with on the first time. Once a hero has enough wounds, once a monster has accumulated enough wounds equal to or greater than its health, it's slain. Alternatively, ranged attacks. A hero can make a ranged attack if they have a hero skill that depicts the ranged icon. The number shown in the icon indicates the maximum distance in tiles of the attack. Okay, so here we got... Didn't I have a ranged attack over here? Yep, okay. Spirit Wolf was a ranged attack. So that means ranged attack 3, because there's a 3 in there. To make a ranged attack, you must have a line of sight to your target. This is determined by drawing an imaginary line from the center of your tile to the center of the target's line. If that line passes through any walls, line of sight is blocked. Monsters and heroes do not block line of sight. Apart from the changes as described above, the ranged attack is performed and defended against in the same way as a melee attack. Aggro. You can attack any monster, even one on another player's monster track. If you cause a monster to take 1 or more wounds, you have aggroed the monster. Take the monster card from the other player's monster track and place it on your monster track to the left of current monsters. The monster now sees you as more of a threat and will come after you. Pick up an item. You can use an action to take a token from an adjacent tile, such as quest items, energy from an energy shrine, or health from a healing fountain. See appendix for the details. Trade an item. You can use an action to pass an item, a sneaky goblin card from your hand, or adjacent quest to plunder an item, for example, to an adjacent player. To trade a plundered item to an adjacent player. Blood tribute. Use an action to take 1 damage and gain 2 energy. Reduce your health marker by 1, but not to 0, and gain 2 energy to a maximum of 6. Search for plunder. You can only carry out this action once per turn. To search for plunder, roll the trap die. If you roll a trap, take a random plunder token and reveal it to see what you found. For details from the plunder tokens, see the appendix. All right, finally, bloodshed. At the start of this phase, all monsters on your monster track are activated, starting with the one to the left. Sorry about that. Aggro sounds like it can confuse some people. Yeah, that's a term from like I remember aggro from like World of Warcraft, right? Don't you pull aggro? So you can attack. So it seems like everybody's going to have monsters that are like focused on them above their cards, but their monster standees could be anywhere on the board. And if you go attack it, then you draw it over to you. Phase 4, Bloodshed. During this phase, all the monsters on your monster track are activated, starting with one to the left and proceeding to the right. When a monster activates, it performs a move action followed by an attack action. Monsters cannot move twice or attack twice. Monster movement. If the monster has a melee attack, it will move towards you in an attempt to become adjacent to you so that it can attack. If it is already adjacent to you when it activates, it does not move. If it cannot reach you with movement, it moves as far as possible towards you. Monsters move 4 tiles and use the same rule as hero movement. Monsters must use the most direct route, crossing the fewest number of tiles to reach their target. If there are multiple shortest routes the monster can take, you choose which one. If the monster is about to move through a hero's tile, it performs an attack of opportunity against that hero. It performs an attack of opportunity against a hero. If the attack is successful, the monster ends its movement on that tile and activation is over. If the attack of opportunity fails, the monster continues its original target, but does not attack this activation. The attack of opportunity used up the monster's attack this turn. If a monster makes an attack of opportunity against another hero, whether successful or not, the monster card stays on the original hero's monster track. So that doesn't cause aggro. If the monster has a ranged attack, it will move so that it is 1 tile away from you. If it's adjacent to you when it activates, it will move away from you as far as it needs to in order to perform the attack. When a monster attacks you, first roll dice is depicted on the banner of the monster card. Count the number of swords rolled by the monster. This actually sounds like, in a game like this, it would be a good one for the heroes to roll the dice. Poker cards are 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So each space tile is a rectangular. They look square to me. Like, there's one that's full of squares. Look. I might have a ruler around here. Well, I do, but it's not handy. Yeah, it might be that they did something like that. Robert, sounds like backstabbing from earlier editions a bit. Okay, when you roll your defense die as shown on your hero board. So yeah, I've got a shield here, and so those are my defense die. For each energy you roll, gain 1 energy up to a maximum of 6. Each sword you roll cancels out 1 damage the monster would deal you. Any damage not canceled out is inflicted to you as wounds. If you are reduced to 0 health, you are killed. Phase 5, Gather Strength. This phase consists of 2 steps. First, your XP tracker. If your XP tracker is full, meaning you have 4 XP, Flip any one of your hero level 1 skill cards over to level 2 and reduce your XP to 0. See energy and experience in the appendix. Oh, I like that. So that's how we're going up one by one. We're not going up all at once. Second, the Sneaky Goblin has trinkets and traps to sell. Draw 3 cards from the top of the Sneaky Goblin deck and place them face up on the table. You can purchase any of these cards if you pay the purchase cost depicted in teeth on the bottom right of the card. Any item purchased are placed in your hand. Reduce your teeth accordingly. Any item not purchased are placed on the bottom of the Sneaky Goblin deck in any order. Hero death. If your hero is reduced to 0 health, you are killed. If you are killed by a monster, place your loot token on the monster card that killed you. If you are killed by a trap, place your loot token on the tile where you were killed. Randomly choose 3 Sneaky Goblin cards from your hand and place them face down on the table somewhere near your loot token. Keep any remaining cards in your hand. A hero can pick up a loot token if it's an adjacent tile using the pick up an item action. When you do, they gain 2 teeth and take the 3 cards that you placed as your loot. If your loot token is on a monster, it is carried by that monster until it is slain. If the hero is killed, the monster immediately claims the loot token and gets 2 teeth and the 3 cards. Resurrection. If you are killed, you can be resurrected if a resurrection token is available. You resurrect at the start of your turn by placing your hero on any resurrection circle shown on the delve cards. Restore yourself to full health and remove any poison token you have on your hero board. Then return the resurrection token to the box. Defeat. If a hero is killed and there are no resurrection tokens remaining, the quest has failed and all players immediately lose the game. So here are quests. Quest 1, Quest 2, Quest 3, Quest 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 11. We got 11 different quests. So, alternate game mode. You can play the co-op version of the game with an evil overlord. The following rules are changed. During phase 1 of the evil player's turn, the evil player will play a delve card as near to an active player as possible. During phase 2 of the player's turn, the evil overlord will draw a Seek Glory card. If it's a monster card, he will place it in the last delve card placed. If it's a trap card, it activates on the current player. If it's a potion or item card, place these as loot on the monster in the evil overlord's track. The evil overlord will activate monsters, and if a monster kills the player, they will level up. Roll a trap die. If a trap is rolled, the monster gains an attack bonus. Add +1 attack token to the monster. If no trap is rolled, it gets +1 defense. The evil overlord holds the AI card in his hand and can use them in any order, discarding them as used. That's for bosses. When he has used them all, he can shuffle and replenish his AI cards. All right. And then treachery mode, I think, is when you're playing against each other. And then solo mode. This is a one-player mode. Play the dungeon and try to survive 10 rounds and defeat a boss. The hero does not get to resurrect. Remove all adventurers. Place the boss delve card in the deck 10 cards down. So what's in the appendix? This is the appendix. Attack of opportunity, bosses. Bosses will move and attack every player turn and attack before any other monster. Shuffle the boss's unique power cards and play 1 each turn as an attack. When they have all been used, shuffle the deck and repeat until they are dead. Critical attack and defense. If the dice depicted at the base of the monster card are rolled, follow the actions on the card as well as inflicting wounds for that roll. Here's a monster card. No, that's an adventurer card. Here's a snake warrior. Cannot attack adjacent targets, deals poison damage. Critical defense, tail strike. The hero is pushed back 5 tiles. If that's rolled. 2 blue dice, both with 2 swords. Cure poison, durability token, egg token, elite monsters. What's energy shrines? Place 1 energy token on the shrine. If you stop adjacent to this tile, you may use an action to take the token and gain 3 energy. I don't remember how you expended energy. There must be some things in there that tell you to expend energy. Yeah, trapped chests do 1 damage. Hero skill cards. If you spend energy and use your weapons or spells, add the dice listed on your card to the hero's base melee dice. So there's an expenditure of energy. Well, all right. I think that's pretty good for a first look. What's going on? Let's see. Chase says, I did see something specifically about solo mode in the comments. One player got poisoned, couldn't find the antidote, and died 2 rounds later. Oh. Well, it did say, can you survive 10 rounds? So Chase says, so yeah, seems like solo mode is very much a see how far you can get type of game versus winning the game. I might have to try it. Might be, this seems like a game that could be soloed for maybe dinner and a board game a lot easier than Darkest Dungeon or, Frosthaven or Monster Kingdom Death Monster. Okay, now I got a mess I got to clean up. Well, that was fun. That was fun. All right, well, I've gone on late here, but I'm going to try to get as much work done as I possibly can today, feeding off the energy of this morning to get more work done here. I'm going to try to work on our video assets so we can do more shows. But I really would like to be able to paint tonight. So ideally, there will also be a crafter's corner. So I got like 7.5 hours or 8 hours to do as much as I can do. And then I would like to be able to do a crafter's corner because I would like to get miniatures painted for dinner and a board game. Also need dinner and a board game painted. I got a whole stack of the new Elf Quest miniatures that have not been primed, and they're sitting over there black. So they've got to be dry brushed. There's a giant stack of miniatures over there between Advanced Hero Quest and the new Hero Quest Elf Pack. So, all right, lots to be done here. I hope you are also productive today and get a lot done. You too, everybody. Have a great day, be productive, and grind on.